Intimacy is a deeply personal and emotional connection that thrives on trust, understanding, and mutual respect. When approaching the topic of intimacy with a woman, it's essential to navigate the conversation thoughtfully and respectfully. Here's a guide to requesting intimacy in a way that fosters closeness while honoring her feelings and boundaries. 1. Build a foundation of trust. Before intimacy can flourish, a foundation of trust must be established. Trust grows from consistent, honest communication and showing genuine care for her emotions and well-being. Women are more likely to feel open to intimacy when they feel safe and valued in the relationship. Focus on creating an environment where she knows her thoughts, feelings, and desires will always be respected. This creates the emotional connection that intimacy is built upon. 2. Be attuned to her comfort levels. Pay attention to her verbal and non-verbal cues. If she seems hesitant or uncomfortable, acknowledge it and give her space. Pushing or pressuring someone into intimacy damages trust and can create emotional distance. Acknowledge her boundaries and remind her that you value her comfort above all else. This demonstrates respect and strengthens the emotional connection. 3. Foster emotional intimacy first. Physical intimacy is often a reflection of emotional closeness. Take the time to nurture your emotional bond by engaging in meaningful conversations, sharing vulnerabilities, and creating memorable experiences together. As the emotional intimacy deepens, the natural progression toward physical closeness often feels more organic and mutually desired. 4. Be patient and understanding. Patience is key when it comes to intimacy. Everyone moves at their own pace, and rushing the process can harm the relationship. If she isn't ready, acknowledge her feelings and let her know you're willing to wait until the time feels right for both of you. 5. Lead with love, not expectation. When requesting intimacy, ensure your intentions are rooted in love, connection, and respect, not entitlement or expectation. Intimacy should be a shared experience that strengthens your bond, not something you demand or expect in return for time or effort. By approaching the conversation with kindness and understanding, you create an environment where intimacy can thrive naturally and authentically.